Welcome. My name is Jed Schwartz, and I'm part of the faculty of Jin Shin Jyutsu Spirit, Mind, Body. And our organization puts on our weekly self-care meditations to share simple, very simple things that we can do for ourselves or for other people to help change our lives, to change our mental state, our emotional, and certainly our physical situation. Today, with all the things going on in the world, we often forget that we have to start with ourselves. And the key is about love. Love is the language of the universe. It's the language of healing. It's the frequency that we work with when we're looking at regenerating our lives and those we love. Now, to love oneself is said in many, many of the spiritual traditions, the most important thing. To love yourself, but not the physical, not the lower nature of love, but we're talking about the higher relationship of the soul, of loving from a universal place, without judgment, without criticism, but embracing all because we see that the other is the same as us. That what I see in you is in me. And when I am filled with love, I see the love in you. And in that way, we're able to heal one another, heal the planet, change everything. That is the work of the great physician. Medicine is love. And we offer that to one another. But for most of us, especially people who are in the healing profession, we don't always include ourselves. We give more to others than for ourselves. And you'd have to look at yourself to see if that's true. But I would imagine that all of us who are watching this, we tend to give more and neglect ourselves. So that's why self-help is so important, because you're not being selfish when you work on yourself. Because when we change it, we change our situation, we have more to offer other people. And that's the big deal. That's the key. That's not often taught. Many of us say, serve, 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 serve others. But then you have nothing left. But the more you're able to give to yourself, and then you share the abundance of life, and then we open up to source, which is endlessly flowing through all of us. Doesn't matter what your religion is. Doesn't matter what you call that which is greater than us, or what your belief systems are. When we open up to the great river, the great ocean that is constantly flowing and supporting us, there is no lack, no limitation. And that's when we can experience what often people call miracles, the unexpected. So let us use a very simple application. As you can see here, we're simply working the area that we often talk about in numbers in Jin Shin Jyutsu as the 13s. To love your neighbor as yourself, but it's really about loving yourself. Accepting all, forgiving all, and being open to transformation. So if you find your collarbone and then you count down 3 ribs, and if they're sore, that means you need a little more help. And the side that is sore, you need to work on that. So I can feel a little more tension right there. So you come down about 3 ribs, and you can be wide to the shoulder or closer to the sternum, and you find where it feels correct for you. Now, if this is uncomfortable, you can cross your hands. There's no right or wrong way to do this. If you only have one hand available, you can do one hand. But if you have two, I'd recommend that. And if you're by a table, you can rest your elbows. If you're lying down, you can have pillows around your arms to keep you comfortable, because you want to be comfortable. We say that every self-care meditation. You want to be comfortable, and you want to drop your shoulders, and you want to lengthen your neck and sit up as straight as you can if you're seated in a chair. And if you're lying down, most times people will fall asleep. That's why I like to work in the seated position, unless I am in bed and I'm hoping to go to sleep. So you hold this area, and as you hold it very gently, you find what's tender, And then you relax. You drop your shoulders and you start to feel the breath deep, deep into the belly, relaxing the upper chest, relaxing your arms. And no matter where you are, what time of day you're watching this, start to let go of all the activities that you've been involved with, all the responsibilities that you have, all the conversations, and just give for a few moments to yourself a little time to go in and make your connection, making your connection to the universe and however you experience that. And imagine, if you will, as you close your eyes, if you want to, which I would recommend, it's easier to go deeper, that you're breathing in through your mouth the whole universe. It's like an opening to the universe. And this universe is benevolent and filled with light, golden light, radiant light, so bright that as you breathe it in, it fills every atom and every cell, transforming you into a light body, a brilliant, beaming light shining into every space within you, especially where you may have discomfort. And if you're here in this moment and you've been told or you believe you may have some illness, some medical label, you breathe into that. You breathe this light into it and you transform everything into light, especially the fear, the anxiety and worry that goes along with dis-ease, the anger that can come with it, and all of the work to try to change it, the pushing, the searching, and rest for a few moments, bathing yourself into this transformative, healing, nurturing energy that is around all of us all of the time, but we often don't take the time to let it fill us. And as you're breathing, notice if there's any area in your body that's still holding some tension, some discoloration from the light, some pain, some memories of trauma, of injuries, and just breathe into it effortlessly. You breathe it in, you breathe it out, letting go, allowing yourself to be fully present. And if there's distractions outside where you're sitting, let that be an opportunity to go deeper, focusing on the breath and not the sounds. Letting go. As you go deeper and deeper, you no longer hear my voice. You're no longer concerned about time, where you have to be, what's next. But you're fully here. And you're opening to that abundance of life. Focusing not on your mind, but to receive all that is possible. Expecting a miracle. I am perfect. Every part of me is filled with the light of Source, and there can be no disease in Source. Not possible. You breathe it in, you breathe it out. You breathe in so gently and quietly, you almost feel as though you're beginning to float beyond the limitations of the earth, of your room, expanding into the great universe, the great ocean of love and compassion, where there is no death. It's the great continuum, the endless river, the eternal flame, always burning, bringing us home. Breathing it in and breathing it out. Opening yourself to love, loving yourself and seeing it no different than anything else. You are part of the great whole, the great oneness, the great essence. Breathing in, breathing out. The breath becomes more quiet. The body relaxes. The mind becoming focused. The emotions peaceful. Feeling your wholeness. Feeling every atom and every cell working together in harmony, connecting you to the great truth that we are love. We breathe in love. We fill ourselves with love. We breathe out love. We breathe out love to everyone, to those we know and those we don't, to those who our minds don't like. Giving freely so that you fill even deeper with the light of Source, the endless stream, filled with grace, dissolving all blockages, all negativity, and just living in the one. Opening even deeper, expanding into the great emptiness of the universe. And there you are in the center. The very beginning, the great moment. You exercise control over everything, not being pulled one way or the other. The lower nature is always trying to keep us stuck. But open yourself to the greater reality. Feeling abundance entering every atom and every cell. Feeling yourself alive, a light, and a glow. Luminescent, like a star shining. I am a star. I am. Open up even more. Ask to be filled to overflowing. Fill me. Going deeper into the silence. Seeing yourself perfect, young and vibrant, regenerating every moment. Always coming back to the center where there is no fatigue, abundant energy. Breathe through any discomfort, any pain that you may be feeling. As your body releases the tension, releases the past, so you could be made new this moment. Breathing in light and imagining it in the center of your forehead, behind the eyes, a shining light. Feeling this light going outward, covering the earth and wherever there is need, to individuals, to countries, to cities, to the earth, wherever you're drawn. Bringing light wherever there's suffering, wherever there's discord. Opening the hearts and the minds of all beings. Opening to love, to seeing each being as a reflection of themselves, to love myself, to forgive myself for all that I may have done, so that I may be full. And the overflow of this love goes out healing and transforming everything. Even if I never know the results, the effects of this moment, I send it out with the deep belief, the deep awakening of every soul on this planet, to every being, to all life forms. And everyone and everything that comes to your mind, see the healing, see the perfection, see the truth. The ending of the inner warfare, the inner violence, so that we can be the emissaries of peace. Let go of whatever's happened in your life and allow yourself to be reborn in this moment, to be regenerated, to be made new with each breath. Feel the field of energy around you, so vast. In all directions, you feel your light shining above to the heavens, below to the earth, in front and behind, to the left, to the right. See this light linking each of us to the fabric of the earth, to the lattice work of love, joining us all wherever we are, holding this light, going into Mother Earth to her very core, to the oceans, to the earth, to the air, that everything and everyone feels this connection to one another. That we are all part of each other. We are all related. The same family, the same ocean, the same light. Feeling this light filling your home, creating a light force of protection and blessings for all who enter your home. Seeing it spreading through your neighborhood, through the country you live in, the continent, the whole world. The great wave of love. And it takes just a moment. Open yourself just a little bit more, dissolving whatever is still stuck, still holding on. And then slowly, slowly begin to breathe a little more deeply with more physical breath, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in deeply through your nose if you can, holding it for a moment, and then breathing out with your mouth physically, feeling your hands, feeling your feet on the earth and the chair that you're sitting in. I thank you all. This simple application you could do anytime, and especially in moments that are difficult for you with others or yourself. We'll be back next week. We thank you. Please share this YouTube with others so we can spread the love. Thank you very much, and many blessings to you, your loved ones, and your family.